pussy nigga be snitching. Everybody acting suspicious. Might probably say that I'm tripping. When I'm all alone in my jail cell, I tend to get in my feelings. And all I smoke is that loud. Don't pass me no midget. And I'ma smoke all of my pain away, 'cause that's the only thing that gon' heal it. I don't understand you who go around pretending as if they really fuck with me. So I love them all from a distance. 'Cause the same bitch say she down to ride, be the main one who trickin'. Got my limits with promethazine, 'cause every time I wake up in the morning, I got murder on my mind. AK-47s, Mac 11s, Glocks and 9s, and all these pussy niggas hating, trying to knock me off my grind. But I can't let them do it, I got murder on my mind, bitch, I got murder on my mind. Bitch, I got murder on my mind. 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 Yellow tape around his body, it's a triple homicide. His face is on a t-shirt and his family's traumatized. I didn't even mean to shoot him, you just caught me by surprise. Reloaded my pistol, cocked it back and shot him twice.
Hey, Richard.
Blood up on my shirt. Wake up in the morning, I got murder on my mind. AK-47. Bitch, I got murder on my mind. 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 Oh. Mac 11, Glocks and 9. Haters. Bitch, I got murder on my mind. Bitch, I got murder on my mind. Bitch, I got murder on my mind. Any plans for the weekend, Richard? Yeah, bro, I'm... Oh. Things I have to do now, you know. Anyway, good morning. It's Friday. We all woke up. How are you, Andrew? Well, like I said, bro, that's all we can do is cope. You know, when you get a few people on here that criticise you, I'm gonna be honest. Hey, like, being bothering me, so I have to get it on my chest. 3 people have gone against me in the last 4 months. Well, 4, but I won't count that because I believe in this person. But I feel like a few people have took other people's sides over mine, and I've always said to you, do not interfere and get involved. You know, shout out to all the tough guys in Manchester, yeah, that tried to hang me. You know, shout out to the person that was going around to all the people that I know, telling them lies about me. You know, one thing I ain't is a liar, right? And then, like I said, these people
I've had a lot of love for them, and I could have slated them, but I have to forgive them. Like I said, something happened last week. I fell out with somebody who I get along with all the fucking time. And listen, don't call me a fucking liar if I tell you I've misplaced something. I apologise. I'm in the early. I'm not even going to go into it, but like I said here, it's going to be long for me. I keep forgetting. I keep repeating myself. And these are all signs, you know. And I'm terrified because one day I'm probably not going to know my kids' names, or they're going to come to me. I remember the night I left the MRI hospital. My mother, God rest her soul, she was taken in for a kidney infection. They let her go. The next day she collapsed. We brought her to the hospital. You know, and I was leaving to go, and she said, "Sonny, you're not going to give me a kiss." And I said, "Ma, I just give you a kiss and a hug." "Did you?" I said, "Yeah, Ma." So I give her a hug and a kiss, and I'm walking out the door, and you know what she says to me? "Are you not going to give me a kiss?" You know, that's what I have to look forward to. Mental torture. God has paid me back for it. I'll take it. It is what it is. But know this, I'm not very healthy, mentally and physically and spiritually. So for them reasons, cause I did this for love, this has never been about the money for me. This has been about bringing a few people together that come in on a regular basis that aren't to say, you know what, my name is Peter Pan and I used to be an addict. I'm a current addict. I'm in recovery. How fucking dare you have a go at people for being honest? Some of the people come in and out of my life that are honest about what they do in their personal life and their time. You know, and I've nothing but admiration for that. You know, it's like, and don't let anybody knock you off your perch. Like I said, listen, if you cross the line with me, if I clash you as a friend, I'll apologise for you. But I won't apologise a second time for your behaviour. Now, what I am thinking of doing is, there's a couple of people I got rid of as mods on my channel. And I think I'm going to bring someone back. Because regardless what people say, Stevie Billings was a great mod. And he done his job. You know, without question, without, you know, boom. You know, so I think I'm going to bring Stevie back and a couple of other mods, because we're less than 600 away now. So, like I said, this was never part of the plan, but like I said, I was mad at Stevie because of certain things. But when it comes to him being a mod, he was always a great mod in this channel, and I think I'm going to bring him back. You know, if he wants to come back on board, you know. Hello, Aaron. Like I said, everybody's welcome here. Like, you know, I'm 52 years old on my next birthday, and I'm going to share something which is right. No joke thing, right? Big man thing. No joke thing. Listen, we are here, look. Okay, we are in M110161. That's where we are. But, yeah, it's like I have to forgive people, even though they don't deserve they don't deserve it, you know. Like, listen, if you come at me and say I did this and I did that, and if I did that, I'm not going to lie about it. I'm going to say, listen, yeah, I did that. But it's like, you know, when you have, this is the fucking trap people fall into, yeah? I get on with a lot of people, and some of the people that I introduced to some of my mods, has gone around and was speaking behind my back here, do you think I wouldn't find out or I wouldn't ask? I already knew what you were doing. You know, that's not, you crossed the line with me, bro. You know, and here, we'll see what's good. You know, what you did is unforgivable. You know, it's like, and like I said, see me, I'm not a tough man, a hard man, or a fighting man, but you know, if I have an issue with you and I see you before you see me, it's like I'm throwing my fucking hands if need be, you know, because I can, you know. I'll tag you for fun, you know why? I've been doing it all my life. Best job in the world, to be humble and noble, you know, and have humility, you know, rather than now, as you know how the YouTube community works, it's in bits at the minute because everybody wants to be a tough guy, right? Now, you know all these tough guys, yeah? Not one of them would come out and say, you know what, my name is Exposure, whatever, and I'm an alcoholic. Or you could get Yummy B coming on saying, I did this, I done that. It's like a few people on the community up and around, you know, but I have to cut ties now with a lot of people because they made the decision to go against me, and I've seen it, and it hurt me feelings because I've helped a few people, and I feel like it's just like a smack into the face because this was always about networking with people, you know, bringing people together from England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. It doesn't matter what religion you are, what colour you are, you know, where you're from, that doesn't matter. All that matters is where you are, who you are, and how you carry yourself. Do you understand? It's like, but it's getting very difficult now to sustain other people's bad behaviour. And it's like, I can't apologize, you'll already know, right? I'll only apologise for you once, and after that, like I said, I don't need to call anyone names. I've had an argument with a few people on the community. I'd say about 7 of them. And 2 of them I actually do give a fuck about. It's like, but they've no respect for me, and I've tried so hard. It's like, but this is my channel, so if you, the way I see it is, it's like I've had people come in my life and ridicule me for no reason, you know, like, your anger is unjustified, you know. 2 of yous went around talking about me behind me back, and I found out about it. Manchester's not a big place, you know, and I know there's going to come a time where I'm going to bump into somebody and I'm going to say to them, me and you need to have a talk. Yeah, why be you going chatting to people behind me back? Hey, you text everybody, didn't you? Here, I never did anything on you, bro. I never did anything on you, but show you love and respect. And you did things, and I know, and you know, but I'll keep it to myself till I see you. And when I see you, we're gonna have a fucking talk. You know, fuck YouTube, yeah? YouTube can't fight for you. You understand? But we will have a conversation when I see you for telling lies about me. Mia, you can call me any name under the sun, but here, I'm not having nobody criticise me on my own channel, because this has always been about introducing different people to each other, and then them people going into other people's lives, you know what I mean? And it's like helping the community prosper. because there's a few good channels on here. I wish Pablo did lives. See Finn, like I said, Finn's learning, and he's learned a lot off here. You know, he's learned how to play the guitar, and that's fucking brilliant. That's what networking does. Finn gets it. Finn told me a bit about his personal life a couple of years ago and told me something about his mum, and I said to him, bro, ring your ma, fix it, because if that never happens, you'll fucking eat yourself up. And that's what happens. A lot of people, they bottle things up. Like when you lose your mother, listen, spoiler alert, it's gonna fucking kill. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna feel pain you've never felt before. You know, the last thing my ma said to me was, I love you, son. Are you not giving me a hug? This happened 4 times the night before I left her, and I said, I love you, ma. I'll be back up tomorrow, you know. They attached a catheter to her, and she had 9 litres of urine inside her. You know, she kept complaining of a stinging sensation where she wheezed and what have you, and they missed it. They sent her home with antibiotics. The next day she come in, she was screaming in pain. I left her at about 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, the last thing I said to her is, I love you, ma. She says, I love you too, Jude. You're not going to give me a kiss? And it's like I cried all the way down the corridor, you know. It's like, and that's my reality now. You know, I got bad news. I'm not going into it, but because of that, I cannot accept nobody's dissent or insubordination or treason in my channel. If you don't want to come into my channel, you don't have to. If you don't want to watch me shit, you don't have to. But one thing you do have to is be respectful of your gun. I don't give a fuck whether you're a mod or not, because I haven't got the time and the energy to do this. But I'm less than 600 subs away, so I'll do my best to hit my target. You know, I've always stayed in my own lane. A lot of YouTubers make this mistake. They start calling people out, and then what happens is the channel gets stuck in the mud. You know, I stayed in my own lane for the last nearly 3 years on this project, and I'm really proud of the development of the channel. You know, I've connected with 2.9 million people, 7,100 videos, 4,406 subs. So that means I'm 594 away from a target. My videos is already smashed. You know, and I'm proud of that. You know why? Because there's a lot of people on YouTube, you know, that seem to have this thing where they want other men to think they're tough. You know, it's validation. You know, I don't understand this, but this is the truth about YouTube. I remember seeing the first fucking fight, right? I remember when Danny Christie splattered Harry Potter, aka the Wizard, Zorro, my personal favourite, Flash Gordon. Him. Flash Gordon, yeah. I've no time for any of them. Can you remember when Fighting Trolls, when he fought? That was the worst fight I've ever seen in my life. Richard, you've been coming in here a long time, bro. And I am what I am. You know, everybody has a past. And the best place, it's like, you know, your mental health is paramount. There's a lot of men out there, right, that won't speak about their feelings because they think other people will ridicule them and they look soft. That's validation. Like, for instance, look at Dougie Joyce, right? His Mrs. Holly, ex-Mrs., said he needs to be around men, so they pat him on the back to say, yeah, Dougie, you're the man. Why are you the man? Why? Why don't you fight your cousin when he gets out of jail? Young Joe, it splatter you. Another thing, I said the other day, a lad from where I used to live got arrested. Everything's out in the public domain. You know, it's like, if you're a high profile criminal, allegedly, you need to watch how you move, because the feds are always watching, you know. But like I said, guys, I'm not going to lie. I keep forgetting things. I keep repeating myself. I sleepwalk. I talk in my sleep. I'm on loads of antipsychotics. I'm on antidepressants. I'm on other meds as well. And my body is fucked. It doesn't heal like it used to, you know. And like I said, I have degenerative disc disease. You know, me vertebrae, all the gel in me vertebrae in me back, it's all drying up. So I reckon in about 4 or 5 years, if I'm still here, I'll probably be in a wheelchair. And then a couple of that, I probably won't know what the fuck. Bro, listen, when it comes to straighteners, like, I'm a big fan of boxing and UFC right now. Everything in life is about respect, and it's like, if you call a person out, it's like, and you're serious about it, there's loads of little organisations there. My Stefan, he's got, is a bad to the bone. Like, there's a lot of people that go on there, and you know, it's like, I love fighting, but if you have a YouTube beef with anybody, when you get in the ring, leave it all in there. And when you get out of the ring, shake fucking hands and get past it. But Danny Christie, a week before Danny Christie fought Decker Heggie, I had a text message off him on Instagram saying, all right, Mush, I watch our videos sometimes, we should link up. A week later, I sent a message to Pablo, because I was like, Pablo, Danny wants me to fucking do something with him. So what you think? Pablo's like, yeah, bro, go for it. I sent Pablo the message. He said, yeah, dude, why not? But then Danny ended up fighting Harry Potter, the Wizard, Zorro, Flash Gordon. Like, John, it's like, the way I see it is, right, on YouTube, right, I don't know whether you have noticed it, right, but everybody wants to be a tough guy. You know, they're jumping on panels, slagging people's wives, children, family. You know, men don't do that. That's juvenile shit. You know, because if the truth be told, if someone knocked at your door, double entry. Here, that's the front door. Then you hear that at your back door. What door are you going to open first? Which one? You did that. Now look. But it's like, bro, I like watching a good fight, and I like to see people squash their shit after it, because YouTube, it's like, it's turning to shit. Like, I'm only on this community 8 years. There's people on here a lot longer than me, you know, and they're just toxic. They want to row all the time, and it's like, all that blood for other people's asses here. I'm not a fan of that. You know, I'm not a fan. You know, like I said, a lot of us in the community, we have mental health issues and labels. And if you hold all that anxiety inside, it's like, it's gonna damage you when you get a little bit older, because you have to face your demons before they face you. You know, and I've a lot of fucking demons, believe me. Like, from 4 year old, like, what kind of start is that in life? You know, your brother and sister dying in a fire, you getting out with a couple of burns, and you can hear them screaming on the balcony. Grown-ass men had to get me ma in a fucking bear hug, you know, 'cause our babies were born and she could hear them, and I could hear them too. And for years I blamed myself, and I always said, if God sends me a brother or a sister, I'll make sure I'm a good brother, you know. I'll protect them this time. I was only 4 at the time, but I've carried it with me all my life, you know. It's something that you can't get past. You can cope, and it's like, but you never get past it, you know. But ambulances and fire brigades used to trigger me, yeah. So I've set myself a couple of tasks to do this year, and one of them was to go over to the railway line where my life could have ended. And I went over and I made a few shots, and I waved at the devil. Fuck you, you know. But men, for some reason, were afraid to talk out because we're afraid that other people will see it and exploit your weaknesses. Like I said, hey, find the threat, neutralize it, because it could be your death. It's like, but the way I see things now is I'm a grandfather and a dad, and we set standards, you know. I started this project, guys, purposely for 3 reasons, yeah. Number one was because the channel was stolen off me, my last one, and I didn't know anything about YouTube or analytics or algorithms, so I grew this channel for everybody, you know, black, white, Muslim, Christian, Hindu, or I don't give a bollocks where you're from. Shout out to Canada as well. Shout out to Dublin, you bowsies. But I do want to say something. At the end of the day, listen, this has never been about clicks, clout, or coin. You know, I've always did this out of the goodness of my heart. I had my channel monetized and then I paused it to prove to you and all the creators, hey Francie, that I didn't do it for the money. So because I'm noble and humble, I said to myself, Jude, don't charge people money, and the odd person will buy you a coffee or donate a fucking prop or whatever. It's like, and if you send me something, I'll always keep it. I might misplace it and stuff, like, you know, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna bring back a couple of mods. I have to do it because I'm on the last stretch now. Stevie Billings, are you in this live right now? I didn't have to do this and I didn't want to do it. It's like, but look at, everybody deserves a second chance, and if the truth be told, Stevie was one of my best mods. Right, Fran, I'm gonna do something and fucking use it well. Okay, right, Fran as a mod. What you reckon, guys? Yeah, right, Francie, you're a mod in the channel, bro. Now, what I would like to do, guys, see Fran there. Fran Callahan, he's on 29 subs. He's trying to get to his first 50 so he can open up his own YouTube channel. If you're watching this now, evening, tomorrow, even this afternoon, the next day, I'm going to ask you to sub to Fran Callahan down there, right? He's on 29 subs. He needs 21 subs, right? Fran, I'll get you them over the weekend. When I finish me live, I'll make a couple of shorts for your channel. Francie, do you know what? The way I see it, Richard will tell you, I've been part of this community for 8 years altogether, yeah? And I've made more videos than anybody on the community. You know, it's like, I had to do it. It's like, cause I remember back in 1979, all the photographs we had of my little sister got burnt up that day. Just like her and my brother, they both died that day. Cause of what I did, I lit a match. I believe in God, and I believe God gives you what you can carry. You know what I mean? But I've carried a lot of weight on my shoulders over the years. Like, there's a few people, the way I see it is, there's a few people that don't believe in me, and I'm not going to lie. If I say to you, black is black, well then it's black. If I have to swear on my children's lives, which I don't like doing, you know, it's like I said to myself, there's a couple of people that used to be a mod on my channel, and I'm bringing one of them back. I have to. It's like, because at the end of the day, Stevie was banished from his channel for reasons. But Stevie, if you're in the live, let me know. Chopper, come back, bro. I need you. One last push, and here, I'll tell you how I'm gonna get it. This has always been about networking, about bringing people together from England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Spain, Italy, France, doesn't fucking matter, yeah? But mainly, I did it for the Irish, to grow an Irish community within a community, you know? So, years ago, I was on a channel called the fucking Cesspit. Loads of people know me from being on there, but I had to jump off that channel because they were all calling each other out, and I'm like, mate, listen to me. What you saying? You know what I mean? You're not built for that. Like, here, you're good at YouTube, but you know, when it comes to that, here, listen to me, yeah? Stay in your own lane. Don't pretend to be something you're not. Do you understand? Because other people will come on and tell you you're a fucking liar. Shout out to John Dillon. Shout out to Luke Gilligan. Shout out to Frank Callahan. Shout out to Glenn Aiken. Shout out to Richard Dowland. Andrew Williams. Shout out to John Terry. Nah, listen to me. I be honest with you. I was going to make a video this morning saying, listen, I'm taking a break. You know, because at the end of the day, it takes a lot out of me. You know, like, I live in England 32 years, right? And England's been very good to me, you know. And whilst I've lived here, I've managed to be around certain people, okay, that you could call tough guys. Like, I've a mate who got out of the Maze prison on the Good Friday Agreement, and he's a loyalist killer. How about that? Allegedly. And you know what? Anytime he sees me, he gives me a big hug, you know. There's certain tattoos you're only allowed to put on in prison, you know. But one of his was forgotten for Ulster. Shout out to Billy Black, you big orange man, yeah. I'm a green bollocks, you're an orange bastard. But anyway, shout out to you and the Shankill. Fuck you and your fakes. And everyone on the Shankill, you can kiss my arse. But, nah, banter, you know what I mean? Francie, I've been on here nearly 8 years. Good morning, Paul. And if you're not sub to Paul Kelt, can you do it? Nah, listen, bro, it takes a lot out of me, and I'm not gonna lie. I've a lot of personal shit going on, and I'm terrified because I always look ahead and I know what's coming, and I can't apologise for being me, but I'm losing my memory rapid. I'm forgetting to do certain things. At least it has to keep reminding me. I know I'm in the early stages of it. It's like a death sentence, but I've never mind Jerry Hutch, carry anybody. Hey, Jude MacDonald from Ballyer, covering all bases. Cab, covering all bases. I've made 7,100 videos, yeah? So picture this, right? Imagine I go out and get squished. I'm going down the road in my scooter, next of all, boom, and they scrape me off the road dead. My kids have 7,100 videos to watch. They've got over 20,000 live streams to watch. This has always been about making as many fucking videos as I can. Because one day my kids are going to sit down and watch them. I'm not going to be here forever. Everybody's going to die. It's part of the human condition, and that's no lie. And all I did was try. Even sometimes you made me cry, and I don't know why. And this morning I was going to say, ta-ra, Chuck, goodbye. Because there's too much pressure on me. And I'd understand if this was a business decision, but I don't make a carrot on YouTube. We got the channel monetized and paused it because I wanted to prove to you this has always been about getting the people. Listen, but I'm really sorry about that, guys. There's a song I want to just. But listen to me. Like I said, guys, I never come on here to argue with people, okay? It's like, and I think that I've done my bit to help a few people in the community, but I believe a few people have betrayed me, and it's hurt me feelings, It's like, all I've ever wanted to do is to try help a few people grow their channels because our community is going to shit, It's like, it is what it is, sui generis. Look, like I said, I always come on here to help people, and I've done that. I've helped I'd say about 15, 16 channels. You see, no one on here, guys, if you're new to YouTube, don't be paying money to channels. That's what I did. When I first come on here, fighting Irish and holding official, I was a member of both channels, a paying member. I had to pay Jerry a $5 a month. And at the time, I was like, fuck it, I'm learning about YouTube. Richard, have you got the email attached to that? Hang on a minute. Because I'm going to have to open a new one. Jude, right. Jude MacDonald. 61. But nah, like I said, guys, I'll be fucking totally honest with you. Again, this has never been about the money, but you have to understand something. It's very hard to sustain a channel when nobody donates to your channel. Do you understand? I always thought that if I don't charge people membership and I help them with their channel, eventually they're going to buy you a coffee or send you a prop. And that's normally how it works, but it's like, I've just lost my motivation for it because what have I gained from it? you know, a lot of headaches. I've got close to a few people who ridiculed me, call me certain names, you know, and it's like, what the fuck are you supposed to do? You know, I could make loads of videos and call out certain curly-headed pricks. But like I said, it's not for me to say, or, you know, the way I am is, right, if I have an argument with you and I'm out on the road and I see you, me and you are going to have a fucking talk. A man talk. Do you understand? Because it's needed. It's necessary. It has to happen. It's like, because at the end of the day, a couple of people did me wrong. You know what I mean? I don't know whether they did it to get a few fucking extra views or whatever, but I'm done helping certain people. You know, it's like 2023, the 5th of February, I grew this channel. And according to analytics, since then, I've managed to hit 2.9 million people, yeah? Right? 2.9 million people, right? 7,105 videos. We're going for 10,000 videos. I said I'll get 5,000, but I'll fucking double it. Because I like a challenge. And I'll just keep making shorts. And I'm annoying some people that are like, bro, I'm fucking sick getting notifications off your channel. Well then, here, unsub to me channel, yeah? Because 1 or 2 or 10 or 20 or 50 subs isn't going to affect my growth. You know, but, how are you, Glenn? Good morning. But guys, listen to me, I have to bounce. Thanks for coming in. Like I said, yeah, it's like a lot of us have mental health issues and we're afraid to talk about it. And listen to what I'm telling you. I am on antipsychotics, antidepressants. If you're ever feeling fucking suicidal, talk to someone, your brother, a friend, a fucking stranger. Do you understand? It's like, because at the end of the day, holding on to that anxiety, you're going to blow the fuck up and you're going to take it out on the wrong fucking person. It's part of the human condition. Men are too proud to put their feelings aside and say to the world, my name is Jude MacDonald and I don't need validating. I'm certified psychotic, complex PTSD survivor's guilt. I know the fuck what I am. You know, and I don't pretend to be something I'm not. Number one, we've never made a video calling anyone out. You understand? Number two, I've never grown my channel on the back of someone else's. Without saying no names, loads of fucking channels I've helped. You know, and the ones that I've helped, and some of them have grown, it's like, see Finn is probably one of the only ones that's bought me coffee the odd time or sent me something, you know what I mean? But like I said, I didn't do it for the money. But I was thinking, if I'm noble and I'm humble and I can charge people money and talk to them about mental health, you know what I mean? I'd sooner listen to their story, ask people to sub to their channel, and then once they have their own channel, they can talk about their own shit, their own journey, their own fucking with addiction, alcoholism, mental health labels. You know, it's networking. Guys, you see Fran is on 29 subs. He needs 21 to get to 50, right? But shout out to everyone for coming in. Glenn, if you're not sub to Glenn Aiken 359, can you sub to his channel, please? If you're not sub to Richard Dowland's channel and Andrews, can you go do it? Shout out to the real lover edits. Shout out to the 2 Pauls in the live. Shout out to Luke Gilligan, my G. Shout out to everybody. Like I said, guys, this has always been about networking. I set myself a couple of targets and I've managed to smash one out of the park. I'm less than 600 subs away from 5k, and when I hit that, I'll make myself another target. Well, listen, I don't want trouble. Right to the middle. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming in. Enjoy us that Friday. I'll see you this afternoon. We out.